We have the bullish weekly chart, and this is what it looks like on Google. Along with it, we'll be doing our trade management, starting with 923s going out to 1022. Google reports earnings on 1013. There are various calls and put strike prices that we're going to be addressing in here. Right now, the 520 call, the 525, and the 530, and currently to the 540 call are all in the money. Now, on the other side of that trade, there is going to be here in the same time frame, again, is the factors of getting the 520 put with that 520 call. We got two puts. Whoops, took out the call. Sorry about that. MMT 520 put is what we have there, and we want that 520 call there so that you can see clearly that these are $40 now, and there is an imbalance between this put and this call at that 520. On the 530 call, of course, you're going to need to put a 530 put in there that's below the market, and we just added it. 530 put. Let's make sure that we have everything here. So there's the 530 put. We want to be watching that because that's $14 below the market right here for 1022. On the flip side, MMT, you want that deep in the money 530 call right here for October as well. Then you got your put, 540 put. You're going to need your 540 call that's $5 in the money as well. Okay? So now, we even went as high as up and out of the money 540 call or at the strike price. Call and put right here. Because we closed at 546.68. So it's barely in the money. Now let me go to page save, and this will be the final tree. Here we have an October 545 put. We can see in the last 5 days it got slammed. That's making that a wholesale price. The 545 call, on the other hand, is up here around 25.20 a contract, but let's see where that low end of that breakout of that call was. It was at 14.30. So they haven't given it that much premium, and this is where it was inflated to the deflated buy, and we moved up. But that's right. Remember, the 545 call isn't going to be looking like, or the 545 call is, we closed at 546, so it's made a great move. And this put option up here at the time was at $42 on the high, and the put option has been cut in half. We'd like to see this get a little bit lower than what it currently is as far as the prices go. And it's an October contract, but it's deflated. Now, on the same hand, we're going to go to the 540 call, which will be up here. And we're going to go 540 put below the market here. 2120. Well, I'm better off paying a couple dollars more to be at the strike, but here's what the deflated one looks like. They were up here at 38, and they've come down to this level. And it's all October. And even here, this wholesale deflated price was great. Over here, this 540 was 14.80, and the high right now was 27.90. They closed at 28.60 on the high. So we can see that there's only a $6 spread between these two, because these contracts will really start to adjust their premiums based on the trend. One of the things that we're going to look at on a 923 weekly is where the 530 call is here at the top of the ceiling. And on a weekly, there isn't much data other than the low was on a weekly 1340, and bam. And these are going to get real scandalous and real price manipulative starting tomorrow morning. And that's the 530 call that's deep in the money. But then if you take a look at out of the money below the market to the put side, here on a, you can see that we're really cheap. $2.51. Yeah, they were 7. They took $5 out of that one, out of that put right here. The 540 put right here that expires, they got this down here. I mean, they were up here at 11.70, and they got them down as low as $5. If Google continues to break higher, these will even get more wholesale. But these are weekly, and we're going to be watching that weekly. We're also even going to go as far as this. The 545 put that was up here at the high of 14 has been cut in half. Down here, it's $7.30. And Google continues to go higher in its trend. Naturally, these are going to come down lower. But we'll be watching this weekly as of starting tomorrow morning. And once again, they report their earnings on October 13th. And we know that if this thing wants to break higher, that we already bought the $600 call right here. The low was $3.20. Our entry is $4 and some change. And they don't have a lot of movement, but there's a good trade here because our entry is right in here. And because it's a $600 call way above, as Google has to keep burning higher for these to keep going higher, and Google can run higher and break out higher, and the put side of all of it can come down significantly still. So once again, we'll be monitoring the 545 deflated put start tomorrow morning, and we have our up and out of the money $600 calls that we're holding. And there's a long time between now and October 13th as to how all of these instruments are going to trade. And I will put in here that 545 put. And here is the table and the final part. If people want to take one last screenshot, I threw in the 545 put for the weekly right here. And they can go a lot lower with Google breaking higher. But we're going to be monitoring how we trade the current strike price. If we want to buy 540 call that was in the money, and if they take the premium out, then we will take that side. That's certainly on the table for the trade management side. And we would be looking at this 540 call, that the weekly. If Google wants to drop down, hold support, and burn higher to 552, well, of course we're going to buy this call weekly right here. It's way up here at $12. It was a great buy over here during that low, $7.80 to the high of $11.86. Now that's the low right here, $10, and it went up. And this is a weekly. And they really start printing, and they're really changing time premium for the weekly, and starting tomorrow these will really start to change. And that's the way they look right now. When we get into the live market, we'll be on all of this, every which way.